Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for this presentation to show you the capabilities of Workbooks CRM, what areas of your business it can address, and how my company, Wizard Systems, can help you with any CRM project you're contemplating there. Now, we run these shortish presentations normally every Friday, and we focus on different aspects of Workbooks and CRM. And today we're going to look more closely at the Outlook integration with Workbooks. Now this presentation will be approximately 30 minutes or so it's just a basic session. Every company uses CRM in different ways. Everyone's got different requirements, and I wouldn't have enough time this morning to go over all of the extensive capabilities of Workbooks. So after this session, if you want to explore Workbooks in more detail, we'd love to organize more of a one-to-one session with you and your colleagues, and we can then obviously go over your specific needs. Also on the call today, we've got, looking down some of the attendee names, I can recognize some people. We've got some people I know are already trialing Workbooks. There's a free trial of Workbooks that you're very welcome to participate in, and some people on the call have never seen it at all. So excuse me if I'm going over some old ground here. I've got to go at the speed of the slower, so to speak. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. Your microphone is deliberately on mute. Don't worry about any background noises your end. If you've got any questions, please type those into the questions section, or depending on what device you're attending via, it may be a message button that you might see, or a chat button. Anyway, type in your question there as you think of them, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. I'll just read out your first name, by the way. I'll read out the question with your first name to obviously protect your identity. Also, this session is being recorded. After the session, you will receive an email with a link to recording. You can share that with your colleagues, and we'll most likely put it up on YouTube as well for good measure. Okay, so let's get started then. So just a brief mention about my company, Wizard Systems. We're an independent reseller of different CRM systems. Workbooks is without a doubt the most popular system that we supply. And as you may know already, you subscribe to Workbooks, so there's nothing to install. And we've got some customers that do their own thing with Workbooks. They set their own system up. They teach themselves how to use it. But if you need any help, any step of the way, or you want us to set up the whole system for you, we're here to discuss that with you, and we can give you advice and options on any aspect of getting up and running with Workbooks as regards the implementation, transferring data from an old system into this system, training you and your colleagues, and all the ongoing ad hoc support as well. We've got a nice, friendly, responsive help desk here, so if you get stuck or you want some assistance, we're only a short phone call or email away from you. Of course, as we just start discussing things with you, the key thing we want to get to is, what are the objectives you're looking to achieve with Workbooks? What issues you're looking to solve? Are you replacing an older legacy CRM system? Maybe you just start up in business. You recognize you need a new central system to help you track leads. Are you wanting to improve your marketing, track sales and quotes more effectively, or improve customer service, or a combination of all of those? So we really want to try and get to the key issues and the key things you're looking to achieve, and thereby that's going to help us build up some kind of ROI. So after we start using Workbooks, we can look back and see how successful we are and measure that return for you. So what is Workbooks? Well, it's a ready-made system for managing your leads, your prospects, and your customers, your interactions with those people. There's some marketing tools in there as well to help you with your communications in a targeted way to those contacts. Unusually for a CRM system, we can also create quotes, orders, and invoices. Now, not many CRM systems can do this. Workbooks can, all included, or as an option with the orders and invoices. There's basically two different editions of Workbooks. There's CRM edition or business edition. So when you sign up for Workbooks, you've got to choose one of those for your users. You can mix and match those two editions as well. So some people can be on CRM, some people can be on business. But business edition allows you to do the order processing part. It allows you to create sales orders and invoices. We can also track customer service with Workbooks. So do you have a customer care department or a help desk there? And Workbooks, as well as it being a great productivity tool, it's a management tool for you as well to help you make better decisions and control the business more effectively. And Workbooks has been around a long time now, 12,000 customers using Workbooks, from sole traders right up to some very large installations. Workbooks is very scalable, and it's used by a wide range of organizations in the UK and further beyond the UK as well. All the data is in the UK. A question we're often asked, all the data is very, very securely held in the UK in two very secure facilities, and it's 100% cloud. There's nothing to install. You don't need to worry about backups or upgrades. It's all done for you. So just now focusing on the contact management aspect of Workbooks. How do we keep a track of our contacts? So with Workbooks, you get a ready-made system for tracking your leads, your prospects, and your customers. It's very customizable. So shortly when I show you the system, the screens can be changed by you. No programming required. You can take fields away. You can add your own custom fields to these screens to track any information you want to. And all these fields you can search on, you can create reports on, you can create your marketing activities based on that information as well. Also, you're using Workbooks for tracking your activities, your tasks, your phone calls, your meetings, reminders of things you've got to do, your colleagues have got to do. So you're working more effectively as a team when you're sharing those activities. And thereby you're building up a wonderful client history as time goes on. Every single thing that you've done with the client faithfully recorded there. We can integrate with any email system. We have a very nice integration with Outlook that I'm going to cover this morning. And with that Outlook integration, we of course allow you to track your outgoing and your incoming emails, but also we can share the calendar. There's a calendar in Workbooks. We can share that calendar with the calendar in Outlook, your tasks and your contacts in a bi-directional way. So if you change something in Outlook, that change will appear in Workbooks automatically for you. So it's a very popular, for anyone using Outlook, this is a very popular add-on to your Workbooks subscription. We also include mobile access with Workbooks. It will work with any browser. It'll work on your smartphone. There's an app as well, and it'll work on your tablet. Now, putting a marketing hat on, we're finding that many of our clients are using email marketing, especially for promoting themselves more effectively. So with Workbooks, you've got an easy way of uploading data into it. So if you've got existing client information, say in Excel or something similar, there's an easy way of importing data into Workbooks, and the flip side of that, exporting data. We can also integrate to a form on your website. So if you've got a contact us type page or similar, as people fill in a form on your website and hit the submit button, that automatically can become a record, a lead in Workbooks, and it can automatically alert you to a new lead. So nothing's going to fall through a black hole. Everything's going to be responded to and tracked automatically in Workbooks. Before you do any marketing activity, you've got an easy way of creating a list of who you want to send some kind of communication out to. And we integrate, this is included with your subscription, we integrate with 3 popular email marketing systems. MailChimp is the most popular one, but we also integrate with Constant Contact and Mailer. So you create your list in Workbooks. That list is uploaded automatically to MailChimp. No need to do any importing or exporting. It's all automatic for you. MailChimp will create a nice looking email for you, will deliver the email to those recipients, and then automatically coming back into Workbooks, you can see against a client's record the emails they were sent, the emails they opened, what did they click on, did any emails bounce back, and also tracking any unsubscribe or opt-out information. So all of that's included for you. Also, we're able to manage and create sales quotations in Workbooks. As I said earlier, this is quite a unique part of Workbooks. Not many CRM systems have this. Other systems may rely on some third-party product or don't do it at all. But an easy way of managing the whole quote process in Workbooks. We can store your price list in Workbooks. You can import your prices into Workbooks. You can define different quote layouts. So if you've got different quotation styles for different quotation situations, or a need for more of a proposal type layout, that can be done in Workbooks as well. And all fully integrated with another important aspect of CRM, managing your opportunities, so managing your sales forecasts, your pipeline. So as you do those quotes, they're going to update your sales forecasts automatically. And if you've got the business edition, you then got an option for converting those quotes to an order or an invoice without need for rekeying any information. Also, in the UK, we've got options for linking to Sage 50. So as you create these orders and invoices, they can be transferred into Sage without the need for rekeying any information. And potentially information can then be displayed back in Workbooks as well as regards the payment of those invoices. If you've got any customer service people, so there's another dimension to Workbooks to track service issues in a structured way. So it gives you a separate screen. This screen can be customized as well, so you can tell it what information you want to know about these queries or complaints that come in to you. Incidentally, if customer service isn't relevant to your business, this can be disabled so it doesn't interfere with your enjoyment of using Workbooks. So on these service calls, we can apply deadlines, we can track over time, we can then see a trend of these issues and what types of problems we're getting and how long does it take us to solve these problems. And you're building up a sort of knowledge base then of frequently asked questions. Finally, putting on your manager's hat, we've got a great way now of using Workbooks to track activity levels. How many leads are we getting? How many calls and meetings we're getting up to? What does our pipeline look like? What sales are expected next quarter? What sales have we won already? There's a reporting system in Workbooks. We provide about 50 or so ready-made reports to get you going, and you can create your own reports as well. So you can report on anything in the Workbook system, and these reports you can export to Excel if you want to, or you can create business graphs, bar graphs, and pie charts from them. We have dashboards as well, as I'm showing there in the bottom right corner. So real-time information as regards how your leads are looking, activity levels, marketing campaigns, and so on. Okay, so hopefully all that's making sense so far. Let me take you into the application proper and take you through a few of these things. And as I say, we're going to concentrate in a little bit more detail on the Outlook link. So apologies again for those of you that have seen Workbooks, but I've logged into Workbooks. We'll work with any browser. What we see initially is the Workbooks desktop, and you'll see straight away it's got that familiar look and feel. It looks like your Windows desktop with that start button down in the bottom left-hand corner there, and a Google-like search box to the right-hand side. But from that start button, we've got access to all of the important elements of a CRM solution, with right at the top there, the people you're working with, you're selling to, you're servicing, and companies as well, and/or companies as well. Let me first of all dive into people. So these are all the contacts in your system, and up pops a pretty typical window in Workbooks, rather like Excel, summarizing here row by row all of the people in my system. You can customize this display and choose what columns you want to show here. On the left hand side in this view section, this is where I can display previous lists I've created, previous groups I've created. So if I want to see everybody in Reading, for example, I can click on that. This is one I created previously, and there we are. A split second later, there's all the people in Reading. And these lists, they're created with this filtering, a very simple filtering facility that allows you to drill down on any or combination of information that you're storing in workbooks. So very easy to navigate your way around there, those different lists, or using that Google-like search box there to type in any word or phrase. If I dive into somebody's record in a little bit more detail here, so let's look at Alan. Let's imagine we've got a customer called Alan, and another window has popped up here with some tabs running across the top there. More on those tabs in a minute, but on this main tab, this is the key information about Alan. Now this whole screen here you can change. This is an example of what Workbooks gives you. If you started using Workbooks right now, this is pretty much what you would get, but you can create your own custom field. So if there's any specific type of information you want to track about Alan that will help you service this person, or building up marketing campaigns on this person, it's very easy without any programming to create extra fields and display those somewhere on this screen. And then as we've got these tabs across the top there, as we click on those tabs, we can display more information. So we've got some general notes there, including any files, any documents relating to Alan, activities. These are phone calls, meetings, tasks. Items here in red are overdue. So a nice visual alert there of activities that are overdue. If you're using the Outlook integration, these activities will be synchronized automatically with Outlook, as indeed would be your emails. So these are emails that have been copied in using the Outlook integration. So you can see them here exactly as they were in Outlook, and they've been copied over by linking to the customer's email address. So it's a good idea to keep your client's email addresses up to date in the Workbooks database so these emails find a home to go to. So activities, emails, all integrated with Outlook. Then running across just a few more tabs for you briefly. Organizations, these are companies that Alan is associated with, and we can see here he's got some kind of affiliation there with a couple of companies, and we can click into those companies to see more information about the company in a similar way to how we're seeing Alan's information. Then if I just scroll over to the right hand side here, opportunities, these are opportunities on the go with Alan, and we can dive into any of these. So there's 3 on the go right now. Let's look at this one here. This is a training course opportunity. But this whole screen again can be changed by you. If there's some information here that isn't relevant to you, or information that you do want to track about a campaign, it's all there summarized. And again, you've got those tabs running across the top, displaying more detailed information about this specific opportunity. And finally, as we're on Alan's record, let's just scroll over here and we get to cases. There's 4 cases on the go with Alan, and similar to opportunities, you can click on any of these cases and that will fire up that cases screen. This too can be customized. This is pretty much the standard case layout screen that you would get with Workbooks. But as you can see across the top there, we too can track the activities, the emails coming in from Outlook relevant to this case. Now, as regards the integration with Outlook then, I go back to my Start button and I go up to Activities. So first of all, if I talk about the calendar and your tasks and your activities. So using Workbooks, when you come into the office in the morning, this might be a key screen you look at, looking at all of the tasks and activities you've got to do today. And as we saw with the list of our people, this screen too can be customized. You can remove or add columns to this display. In this view section, you can put your activities into different groups. So if you just wanted to see all of your specific types of activities, or activities of a colleague, if you're managing a colleague's activities, it's very easy to create those different lists. So here I am looking at all of my meetings, or maybe all of my outstanding meetings. These activities can be viewed in a list type format, row by row, or as a calendar. So here's my month at a glance, but I can also look at day or my week at a glance. So these activities are being shared with Outlook. So I just dive down into Outlook here and go to my calendar. I'm using Outlook 2010 here. So quite an old version, but we work with all the latest releases of Outlook. So there's my calendar. Any change I make to Outlook or Workbooks, those changes will manifest in the other systems. So we're able to share calendar, also contacts as well. If I search for Alan's record here, there we are, there's Alan's record that we saw in Workbooks. Let's open up his record, and we can see that this information is shared with Workbooks. If I change any aspect of this information, this will in a bi-directional way be shared with Workbooks, and also tasks as well. As regards emails, if I just click on emails here and open up an email, very straightforward, very, very easy to have your emails copied. Now, it is possible to have all of your emails automatically copied over to Workbooks, but most people, in our experience, most people prefer to have the option of choosing what emails are copied from Outlook and visible in the email tab of the client's record. But very simply, do you see here at the top of this email, I can see this email is being shared already. As long as we've got the client's email address in Workbooks, it finds a home to go to. Or I can click on another email. This one isn't shared, so I can click on this one, and that's quickly copied together with attachments over to my Workbooks application. So that's the Outlook link there in a little bit more detail for you. And going back to Workbooks here, I just close down my activity list. So we're sharing all of your contacts in a bi-directional way. We're sharing all of your activities and also emails as well. So there's all my emails, but of course they'll be visible on the email tab of the client's record and other record types as well. So it's just a brief introduction there into the Outlook link there, and just a brief overview of some of the key capabilities of Workbooks for you. Right, if I now just can give you an overview of pricing for the Workbooks subscription. So we have these, you have this choice when you sign up for Workbooks proper to go for CRM Edition or Business Edition. Business Edition, remember, allows you to create the orders and invoices. If you're doing anything financial, you can mix and match these two editions as well. So it's $228 per user per year. You'll build annually in advance for this subscription. It's based on a named user. So think about how many users that you want access to Workbooks and decide which edition would be appropriate for them. Now, there are some optional add-ons, including the Outlook integration that I've briefly run through there. The Outlook connector, as it's called, is an extra £48 per user per year. You don't have to have all users. If you've got, say, 5 users of Workbooks, you don't have to have all 5 people using the Outlook integration, but certainly it would make sense to, if they are all using Outlook, to keep a track of their emails. Primarily, that's the most popular usage of the Outlook connector to track your emails. We do have other optional modules for Sage 50 integration, tracking contracts, multi-currency, audit trails, advanced security, multi-company, and so on. And I suppose also as regards budgeting for a workbooks implementation, think about, are you going to set the system up yourself? There's lots of help materials and resources to allow you to do that. Or are you busy? Do you want Wizard Systems to do the whole job for you? Or maybe part of the job for you? Maybe there's some things that you want to do yourself, and maybe with a little bit of initial coaching and training from us, you can go off and do that yourselves. But safe in the knowledge that we're in the background to assist you if you do get stuck. Right, well, that's a brief overview of pricing. I'd now like to open up our session to any questions that you've got there. So please locate the questions section or the messaging section or the chat session there. Let's just, I'll answer these questions as they come through. So the first question from Julian, can you integrate with Skype? Yes, you can, for the purpose of initiating a call to us, using your Skype account to call a customer's number. So yes, you can, Julian. It's all defined in your workbooks preferences. Next question from Kim. Can you integrate with Sage 200? Yes, we can. In a similar way to Sage 50, you create your transactions in Workbooks. So it will require you, Kim, to be using or subscribing to the business edition of Workbooks. So you create your order in Workbooks, and that can be transferred on a batch type basis. So we take a group of transactions, a group of orders, and transfer them up to Sage 200 for you. That's an optional extra. Next question from Richard. Does Gmail work as well as the Outlook with Workbooks? Yes, we can integrate a standard with Gmail. We use, Richard, a feature built into any edition of Workbooks. There's a feature called Email Dropbox. I just show you that briefly. So in your preferences in Workbooks, just go to preferences. And on the left-hand side here, Richard, we've got Email Dropbox. There is a YouTube video that describes this fully. It's so straightforward to set up, very, very simple. And via a BCC method and a forwarding facility, as you're creating and sending your emails in Gmail, and as you receive emails, they're automatically being copied together with the attachments into the customer's record based on a match of their email address. That's the Email Dropbox feature, Richard. Next question from Nick. Can Workbooks pre-populate PDFs or JPEGs? It can pre-populate PDFs, Nick. So principally we use PDFs for creating documents and things like quotes, orders, invoices, that sort of thing. So if I go to a client's record, let me look at, let's go back to Alan's record, for example. And anywhere in Workbooks where we see a transactions tab, this will show us any previous quotes, orders, or invoices there. So I can click on a quote, for example. And do you see here, generate PDF? So I can define any number of different PDF layouts there. And yes, that will populate any information from the customer or the quotation or the transaction into that PDF document. So the PDF document may contain the JPEGs, but we can't populate a native JPEG, Nick. Next question from Nick here. Can you monitor calls and track them down to know which call took place by whom, maybe automatically? Well, you've got these activities here. So wherever you see activities, these are records of individual phone calls. And this is an example of a phone call record. This whole screen can be customized, Nick, so you can record here any date and time information as well. So if you want to record duration information, for example, but certainly a standard, we will track who in the team is going to do that call and the date and the time, and all this can be reported on as well. So that may relate, Nick, to your other question as regards tracking correspondence in general, that would be via these activities that we're tracking in Workbooks. So wherever you see activities in Workbooks, these are all of your interactions, tasks, correspondence, calls, meetings that you can report on. You can export this provided you've got the security clearance to do it. You can print out this information as well, all easily accessible, Nick. Plus, we've got some reports in the report section that allows you to report on those activities, and also dashboards as well, where you can see in more of a graphical format what everyone else is up to. So here, for example, in the bottom left-hand corner, we're looking at open support activities by user. So we can actually see as a summary KPI there, that information. Okay, I don't think there's any more questions coming through. So there's some really good questions there. Thanks very much indeed. If I can now just wrap things up by thanking everyone for your time this morning and your interest in Workbooks. If I can suggest any future follow-ups, if you'd like more information on Workbooks, any aspect of Workbooks, if you want more information on setting up a trial, it's very easily done. If you go to workbooks.com and click on the free trial, I think it's on the pricing page. You don't have to put in a credit card, any information, just put in some basic information about yourselves, and you've then got a 30-day trial of the complete system. Or if you want a more detailed presentation, or maybe you know what your requirements are and you want to finalize some pricing with us, please let us know. But any aspect of Workbooks or services, please come back to me, Tim Wilmot. There's my email address, tim@wizard-systems.com. Our website address is wizard-systems.com or wizard-systems.co.uk. Thanks very much again, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.